Dear audience, Assalamu alaikum. A gracious welcome to you all on the second round of the very first inter-school English debate competition organized by Bangladesh Television Chattogram Center. Debate is a formal academic competition in which students argue both sides of a given topic. I believe that the pursuit of truth and right ideas through honest debate and rigorous argument is a noble undertaking. When students participate in debate, they start to look into issues in depth and form perspectives, therefore becoming better critical thinkers. And for the development of this nation, don't we need more smart thinkers? Yes, we do. You won't believe me, but I am currently surrounded by some of the smart students here who are all eagerly waiting to enter into the heat of today's debate competition. So without any further ado, I, your host, Prapanti Chakrabarti, would love to invite you all to come along and watch our very lively debate competition competed by two lovely teams. Today, the selected motion of the debate competition is social attitude is the main obstacle for women's advancement. The team for the motion belongs to Chittagong Government Girls High School. The team against the motion belongs to Shamsul Hoque School and College, Dhaka. Speakers for the motion are Isfar Tasniya, Sneha Firdos, Nujhat Sarina Priyonti. Speakers against the motion are Saqib Al Hassan Munna, Radi Aman, Sauda Hassan. The honorable adjudicators of today's session are Abdullah Muhammad Shukrana, President, Bangladesh Debate Federation; Dr. Tanjina Sharmin Nipun, Associate Professor, Department of Pharmacy, University of Chittagong; Qazi Arafat, former President, USTC Debate Club and Director, Wiz Communication Limited. The topics on which our honorable judges are going to assign marks in the constructive round are Presentation 5, Language and Pronunciation 10, Presentation of Theory and Information 15, Argumentation and Rebuttal 10. The topics on which our honorable judges are going to assign marks in the rebuttal round are Presentation 5, Language and Pronunciation 5, Argumentation and Rebuttal 20. Dear viewers, now we're going to introduce our honorable moderator of today's program, who will be conducting the entire competition and announce the results at the end. The honorable moderator of today's competition is Major Emdadul Islam, former diplomat and military analyst. Now, I would humbly like to request you, sir, to come up on the stage and take your seat. Before we start the debate, I would like to inform you about the order and time allocation of each debater. Each debater will get 5 minutes to present his or her speech. An alarming bell will ring on the 4th minute, and the final bell will ring on the 5th minute. In the rebuttal round, both the team leaders will get 2 minutes each. Alarming bell will ring on 1.5 minutes, and the final bell will ring on the 2nd minute. Dear viewers, from now onwards, you can not only watch us on your television set, but also on Facebook and YouTube. Tune in on facebook.com/btvchattogram and www.youtube.com/@btvchattogram. Now, I most humbly would like to request our honorable moderator to preside over the competition and start the debate.
Dear audience, in the meantime, you came to know that on what topics actually today's debate is going to take place. It is social attitude is the main obstacle for women advancement. There are two teams, for the motion and against the motion. For the motion, the Chittagong Government Girls High School, and against the motion, Shamsul Hoque School and College. Now I'll request to put her argument for the motion. The first speaker is Isfar Tasniya of Chittagong Government Girls High School. Isfar Tasniya.
Thank you, Honorable Moderator, for giving me this floor. When women in your country can't dream any new things, they have to think the same thoughts constantly. They can't take up any new initiative. At the time, we can't say that our women are developing. Today, freedom of women is undermined due to insecurity. A few days ago, some local people of Botiaghati Upozila in Khulna have beaten 4 female footballers just because they play football. While they are practicing football, their photos were taken and inappropriate comments were told to their families to humiliate them. They protested against those local people and they were beaten. We believe that this incident was happened only for the social attitude. When a woman is raped or oppression, the dirty mentality of our society is not glorifying, but the character of a woman is glorified. Then the cruel mockery of the social attitude is revealed. From this perspective, our today's motion is social attitude is the main obstacle for women's advancement. For very logical, actual and factual causes, I would like to establish our position in favor of this motion. Honorable Moderator, the words that demand to be described in this debate are social attitude, main obstacle, and women's advancement. Social attitude refers to how society supports something, how it treats something, or their mentality towards something. It means the social belief, mindset, feelings, and actions towards something. By main obstacle, we say that there may be many other obstacles which are secondary obstacle, but actually refers to the main obstacle, social attitude. Today, we will explain 4 points of development in the description of women's advancement, which can basically make women's advancement possible. These points are: point number 1, women empowerment; point number 2, decision-making power; point number 3, point number 3, social status of women; point number 4, gender equality. Today, if the society can ensure these points, these things, women's advancement would be possible. But it's a matter of regret that our society can't ensure these points, and this is only for the social attitude. Point number 1, women's empowerment. Honorable Moderator, women's empowerment is only possible when women can be educated, can be economically independent, and can do any work, can do any kind of work on her own choice. But alas, the patriarchal society think that there is no value of teaching women, because after marriage they will go to their in-laws' house, and they no matter how educated the girls are, their last destination is the kitchen. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Moderator, in this patriarchal society, girls are not allowed to do anything as boys do. Even they are not allowed to do something for their self-development. They don't get any type of support with money or equipment. Even in this 21st century, women can't think of any jobs other than some certain jobs like garment worker, doctors, banker, etc. They can never think of being a NASA researcher or entrepreneur. When they are struggling to take up new initiative and they are accountable to answer to the society, at that moment they can actually think of becoming something on her own choice. In such a situation, a girl who thinks of becoming something on her own choice, her dream remains a dream always. Honorable Moderator, point to be noted: Bangladesh ranks 4th in the world in terms of violence against women. Source: World Health Organization. And according to the government, 70% 72% of women in this country are victims of physical, mental, economic, and sexual abuse by their nearest relatives. When women are victims of violence by their closest people, we feel that changing in social attitude is a must. The first thing that the researcher emphasized in this transition of the situation is there should not be any visible difference family, social, economic roles of men and women, which is only possible by women's empowerment. But social attitude always stands as a major obstacle in this regard. Thank you, Honorable Moderator. Thanks, everyone.
Now, I would request Saqib Al Hassan Munna to put his argument against the motion.
A girl named Shamsul who starts her day at 6 a.m. and completes her household works. Then she goes to garments for her work, and after the entire day's stress and hard work, when at 10 p.m. she goes to take her salary, she gets half of the wages. Even she sometimes don't get the money for her overtime. And afterwards, when she comes after completing her entire day's work to the house, gets the victim of violence by her husband, gets slapped by him. Honorable Moderator, I have a question to our honorable opposition side, that in this case, did the social attitude came and said her husband to slap the women? Or did his lack of education and other probabilities make the women to become a victim of violence? Honorable Moderator, in this case, did the social attitude came and said her husband, said the garments worker to give improper wages to the women, or did the lack of education and moral values did it? Thank you, Honorable Moderator, for letting me to say something about our today's mission. Our today's mission is social attitude is the main obstacle for women's advancement. For some logical and sensible reason, today me and my team strongly oppose this mission, and we believe that not social attitude, rather lack of proper women empowerment is the main obstacle for women's advancement. Honorable Moderator, firstly, I want to thank our honorable first speaker of the government side for proving half of our mission. She already proved that how women empowerment can reduce the social attitude. That is our main point, Honorable Moderator. Social attitude is a primary thing, and it's a basic thing, and it can be changed with the situation. The situational thing can never be the major reason. Rather, in our country, the women are not advancing because we are not giving the equal participation of them in all sectors, including economic, domestic, and social and mainstream of lawful activities. And that is what women empowerment is. Women empowerment means the equal participation and absolute contribution of women in social, economic, domestic, and mainstream of lawful activities equal to the men. Honorable Moderator, as a first speaker today, I want to define the mission, and I will say how women empowerment and women advancement differs from each other, and how social attitude is not the main obstacle. And my second speaker would say why women empowerment differs, and he will prove by his logics that economic stability matters for proper women empowerment. And my third speaker will explain what was the condition of women in past and present, and did it really stop the women to come forward back then? Honorable Moderator, now what we think that why women empowerment is not occurring. It's mainly not occurring for 4 reasons. They are quality education, vocational and proper education to the women, lack of economic stability, and lack of political stability, and lack of proper law enforcement. Honorable Moderator, standing in these dais, we are debating with 3 other girls' opponents. This here, the social attitude work that the parents are not saying, haha, you are girls, you cannot go to debate in the VTB. No, rather their parents have a positive mindset about them. For this reason, they send their girls in here to do the debate with us. Honorable Moderator, so in this case, how we can say that social attitude is affecting? Rather, social attitude was a primary thing, and it has changed now. For this reason, their parent has permitted them. So there is no use of social attitude. Honorable Moderator, just not only that, how can we say that social attitude is the main obstacle, where honorable opposition cannot even guarantee us that after 20 to 30 years, will this negative social attitude ever exist in our society? Honorable Moderator, social attitude exists everywhere, from the Western to the third world country. But still we can see that the Western countries are giving proper opportunities to the women for advancing. Why? Because they can give proper vocational training and quality education to their women, to the females. For this reason, their country is advancing in regard of women's participation in different. For this reason, Honorable Speaker, we can say that indeed not social attitude, but the women empowerment must be the major obstacle. Honorable Moderator, this abstract social attitude, like we can also think about superstition like Shotida and other things in our country, which after before 40 to 50 years did exist in our society, but with the changing of time it changed. Why? Because people started to take education, proper training, and they started to remove this kind of mindset from their beliefs. Honorable moderator, this primary concept can never be the major. Again and again I'm repeating that this social attitude is not the main obstacle. Honorable moderator, we cannot prosper our nation if we do not provide them proper education. And in this regard, our government is taking various kind of initiatives, and also we can see its result, that our women are prospering. Honorable moderator, in primary school enrollment in government school, we can see 52.3% of women advancing, and this is more than the voice. In our government, non-government school, we can see 49.2% from data 2020 from Van Ways. Honorable Speaker, in our secondary school, government and non-government, we can see also a huge, tremendous change in our educational enrollment of the women's. 47.52% of girls of government school, secondary government school, enroll them, and non-government 53.32% according to 2020 perspectives. Honorable moderator, we can see our women. We can see before that the first women empowerment, first women mayor were IV, whose full name was Sharina Hayat IV. Before, the women empowerment was not occurring. We thought that women cannot ever become the mayor. But when she came, our attitude changed. And this way, we can say that if we continue our women empowerment, at the time social attitude will demolish from the society, and thus we can say that lack of proper women empowerment is the main cause for lack of women's advancement. Thank you, Honorable Moderator. Thanks to all.
Now I would request Sneha Firdaus to just put her argument in favor of the motion.
Thank you, Honorable Moderator, for letting me to speak. Honorable Moderator, first of all, I would like to describe what does social attitude mean. Social attitude means the perspective, the activities that actually society, family, or individuals keep and do towards women empowerment. When it is about women empowerment. Honorable Moderator, then I would like to clear some misunderstanding of our honorable oppositions. Honorable Moderator, they have claimed that today we are in this BTV set, and because why we are able to do it, because of our families giving us this facility. But I have a question: how many girls are actually getting these facilities where their parents support them in all outer activities or like these things? Even Honorable Moderator, when I explained to you that what is social attitude, when they have claimed there are 3 points, that quality education, economical stability, and proper laws. Honorable Moderator, please note that this all 3 things comes in this point, social attitude. Honorable Moderator, when will your family be able to give you quality education? When their mentality or their the social attitude they keep will be like this, that I have a girl, I have a daughter, and I want to give her the higher education, give her all the facilities so that she becomes successful. It can be a situation, and the second situation can be he or she can think that I have a daughter and I will have to get her married early because I cannot take her burden. So Honorable Moderator, when the 2 situation comes, it comes to your family or the family social attitude, that which situation she or he want to take for his or her daughter. Honorable Moderator, then they talk about economical stability. Honorable Moderator, I have a question to them, that how would you ensure the economic stability if your family's mindset is like that I am not going to give my girl give my daughter the space, the facility to be successful. I am going to get her married earlier. Please answer this. Then Honorable Moderator, they talk about proper laws. Honorable Moderator, I have another question to them to explain that how, in our country, how many women exactly complain about what has happened to them in their home, public places, or workplaces. Okay, even if and what things should be complained actually. If in my house my mother gives my brother more food than me just because of her mentality is that her son will take care of her in the future, can a police complaint be made of it? Please answer. Otherwise, moreover, if in a workplace a woman gets the leading position and the man employs gossip behind her, that she got it by her beauty, or do not accept her as their leader, can the woman make a case of it? No. But the harassment or the mental trauma a woman suffer from these things, this stop a woman from becoming empowering, and this all thing comes from social attitude. So when the authorities thinking capacity is like that, or his social attitude is like that all the harassment cases women goes through, it is because of her wearing, then what will we do? Please answer. And after that, when you see that after the harassment a women experience, the society's reaction, like if I have been harassed and they talk 10 things in front of me and behind me because of that harassment, but the guilty remains free and does not have to face any of the things. So because of the society's reaction, the trauma I have suffered, the confidence I lost, will that get lessened. Ultimately my potential would get lost, and this will occur because of social attitude. Honorable moderator, recently an entrepreneur and YouTuber Noshin Afros was harassed because of her AI-generated clothes removed photo. It went viral on the internet and her family, and she had to face a lot harassment. Because of this incident, so the social attitude was like this, that if any photo of a girl gets viral, though it was fake, I will share it with my friends on Facebook and I will gossip it about the girl, even though she's not at fault. Then how can a girl become empowering? Who will take the burden of her trauma? Can she start anything again? Who is at fault? If not social attitude or our people's mental is not included in that. Thank you, Honorable Moderator.
Now I would request Radi Aman to put his argument against the motion.
Whenever someone earns more in the society, the family accepts him and obeys him. The society accepts him, the nation accepts him. But Honorable Moderator, when we give these rights to a female person, the he in my sentence turns into a he and a she. Thank you, Honorable Moderator, for giving me a chance to explain my opinion on today's motion. Honorable Moderator, today's motion before us is social attitude is the main obstacle for women's advancement. Honorable Moderator, today as the opposition team, we're trying to prove that not social attitude, rather lack of proper women's empowerment is the main obstacle. Honorable Moderator, my first speaker has already defined the motion in our favor and also explained how education has an effect on lack of proper women's empowerment. As I'm the second speaker, I will tell the economic effects on proper women's empowerment. Honorable Moderator, in the workforce of our country, in the labor force, Honorable Moderator, 42.6% are female. Honorable Moderator, in the textile industry, Honorable Moderator, the 65% are female, which contributes to almost 80% of our economy. Now, Honorable Moderator, the answer to the second speaker is that, Honorable Moderator, did they run away from their families to work here, Honorable Moderator, or did their families accept, Honorable Moderator? Honorable Moderator, this explains the fact that now women can speak for their rights. Honorable Moderator, they have alleviated their poverty, they have alleviated the dependency on the male. Honorable Moderator, the most important thing that they alleviate was, Honorable Moderator, the negative social attitude. Honorable Moderator, education is also needed, and every family now believes that. That is the result that now many families are sending the girls to the educational institutions. That is why we see such high percentage of girls in high schools, and tertiary level, Honorable Moderator. Honorable Moderator, they did not run away from their families or did not escape from their homes. Rather, their families were the one who accepted this. Honorable Moderator, there are many women in our country who are suffering from poverty. Their families are suffering. Honorable Moderator, whenever the job opportunities were created by our government, if the woman gets take part in this, they can send their children to school, including the girl children. They can be solvent, they reach the economic solvency, and they also raise the negative social attitude. Honorable Moderator, I have a question for the our government team. That is, if social attitude was such of a big problem, Honorable Moderator, then would we see this higher percentage in the workforce or in the education sector? Honorable Moderator, would we see 65% or 5% and 6%? Honorable Moderator, we are seeing that women are getting education in the higher levels, Honorable Moderator. Our government team might ask that when the women are not seeing, we are not seeing enough entrepreneurs of women in the job levels. Honorable Moderator, our answer is, Honorable Moderator, this is not the result of social attitude. We have seen that in the past, the proper framework of the society was not set. This is why the woman cannot take part in the society properly. But Honorable Moderator, as the new laws are now made by the government, we can see that women are taking part in every sector of the society, in the job and education alike. Honorable Moderator, we see enrollment of secondary level of girls in the higher level and in the primary level are more than the boys. The passing percent is also more than the boys. Honorable Moderator, we have seen the women have reached a lot of achievements in the science, technology, engineering, mechanical and political fields. Honorable Moderator, accrediting social attitude is the cause of all of the problems women face today. We are basically just saying that every achievement of women is discredited and they have not reached any achievements. Honorable Moderator, social attitude, when gripping something, they grip it tightly so that nothing can reach out of his grip. Honorable Moderator, if that were the case, would we see higher percentage of women? Would we see lower percent? Honorable Moderator, we are seeing the social attitude is an individual attitude which are collective and standardized. Honorable Moderator, in our context of our country, they were specific towards gender roles. Honorable Moderator, if social attitude were really this case, would we see this kind of percentage of women, Honorable Moderator? Also, Honorable Moderator, social attitude changes with respect to education and economy. Doesn't that sound familiar, Honorable Moderator? That is, the social superstition, when did they leave our country? When the education and economy of our country got better during the British colonial era, that is when the superstition left our country. And so the superstition about how women should have gender roles, that should only leave when economic and educational rights are given to them, Honorable Moderator. Honorable Moderator, we have to give them the economic and educational rights of women. Economic and educational rights, these two are the main objectives which are for the women's empowerment. That should be enough to prove the lack of proper women's empowerment, not social attitude, is the main obstacle. Honorable Moderator, we would agree that social attitude would be the main problem if we're standing on the stage 20, 30 or 40 years ago. But this is the 21st century. We have to think that social attitude is already left. How can we say such a bold agreement? That is, when women are reaching such high positions in society, we cannot say that their achievements are false and they have not reached any. That is why we are believing that not social attitude but rather lack of proper women's empowerment, because when we give them education and economical rights along with many other factors, we can give them the proper women's advancement, and that is why we are believing this and we are trying to prove this. Thank you, Honorable Moderator, for giving me a chance.
Now I request Nuzhat Sania Prionti to put her argument for the motion.
Thank you, Honorable Moderator, for giving me the floor. Honorable Moderator, when in your society, women footballers are threatened for wearing shorts, when after even 7 years of Tonu murder, your investigation can make any significant progress, why Nusrat was burned to death for protesting against her sexual harassment and 4 years have passed, the verdict of the accused wasn't executed. Standing this type of a motion situation, the motion offered to this debate is social attitude is the main obstacle for women advancement. From the context of third world country like Bangladesh, we are strongly supporting the motion. Honorable Moderator, in our society, people's concept about women is like that. Women will get married and they will go to their husband's house, and they don't want women to come out and enlightened by the light of education. According to the BBC, 27.18% of women in our country don't have the primary education level, and 62% do have it but don't have the higher education. That, as a result, women can enter the well-paid job and their hidden talent are coming out. As a whole, women empowerment is greatly hampered. So there is there is working your social attitude. So then, as a result, they don't have the economical independence, and for financial purpose, they always have to depend on their male family member. According to the UNICEF, 87% parents don't want their daughter to work outside, even if the daughter wants to. According to the Prothoma law, 51% of child marriages are happening against their will. When in a family, a girl has to be accountable for going out, at the same time, a boy doesn't even have to ask for the permission. So that's all the happenings because your society considers women always dependent. They believe that women can never make a decision for her own. Due to this narrow concept, decision-making power of women is greatly underprivileged. Here again, women's advancement is being hindered. Again, Prothoma statistics shows us 78% of parents suppose their daughter as a burden and giving them child marriage. Another report of Ittefaq said that 83% of abused women were abused by their husband and the member of their husband's house for dowry. Where conceptually and methodologically the social status should be the highest of the women, here in our society, women are considered as a burden to her family and as a source of immoral money for her husband's family. For this mindset of the society, the social status has gone so much down as women aren't aware of their own right. They can consider themselves, they consider themselves as an inner object, and they lose their confidence. As a result, the condition of women's advancement aren't achieved. In the women's advancement, gender discrimination has the worst impact. Honorable Moderator, if we see here that we can see here that the salary of first-class cricketer in Bangladesh, male cricketer in Bangladesh, their salary is about 6 lakh. And while a woman cricketer in the same category is about 80,000. So, and other report says that some player of SAF champion team left national team as they aren't satisfied with their salary and other facilities. Honorable Moderator, just think a little bit that how gender discrimination is so dangerous that a national player have to leave the national team for salary issue. If they're in equal situation, maybe they could dream of playing in the World Cup. There are 15% of workplace which aren't secure for women. For lacking of women a friendly workplace, they're constantly harassing sexually, mentally, and physically. As a result, women are become traumatized, and the patriarchal attitude of society, women feel insecure in outside. Honorable Moderator, now come to their point. They are talking about strict law, proper education, and superstition. Honorable Moderator, look, we never deny this. We accepted this as secondary causes. If we go deeper, we see that there are social attitude at the root. First of all, we need to understand how third world countries like Bangladesh look like. If we assume that they enacted a very, very strict legal system, but if the people at every level of your law enforcement organization don't have a better mentality, you will never be successful. Suppose a woman is raped and she goes to the law for helping, and if the authority contains a patriarchal mentality and narrow mindset, they will blame her for her dresses. They may say to her that you seduce his first. The rapists don't have any fault. So here, if you can change the social attitude, your law, your good governance, your education deficiency will be full automatically. Thank you, Honorable Moderator. Thank you all.
Now I would request Sauda Hassan to put her argument against the motion.
Thank you, Honorable Moderator, for giving me the floor. Honorable Moderator, in our whole debate, the government team is again and again coming to a single point, that is social attitude. But I highly doubt that they do they even know what is social attitude and how this social attitude is influenced. Honorable Moderator, I don't know about which Bangladesh you are talking, but in this present Bangladesh, in this digital Bangladesh, I am seeing educated women. I am seeing the girls to go to the Math Olympiad and bring trophy for our country. I am seeing the woman to build a farm of her own. I am seeing the woman to become a doctor as her will. Honorable Moderator, the problems they have mentioned is just like the woman can't take any type of initiatives. They can't dream big. They cannot do anything of their own. Maybe it was a problem like 20 or 30 years ago, but not in this present Bangladesh. Honorable Moderator, they are again and again coming to the violence, social harassment, sexual harassment, rape. Honorable Moderator, as a society, are we supporting this? Is our government supporting this? Our government is still working day and night to bring these criminals under law. Honorable Moderator, Honorable Moderator, there are thousands of rape cases which has been filed, and the victims have get justice. Honorable Moderator, there are thousands of women who has get loans from the government to build their own farm, to build their own pharmacy, or to do whatever they wanted to do, to become an entrepreneur of their own. Then how can we say in standing in this Bangladesh that the government is not taking any initiative? That how can we say that the social attitude is causing this kind of problem? Honorable Moderator, they have speak that like the girls are termed as a burden. The
parents think that the girl cannot do anything. Honorable moderator, if my mother think like that, would she bring me from Dhaka to Chittagong for this debate competition? No, honorable moderator. Honorable moderator, in each and every educated family, I'm repeating, educated family, father and mother is educated, they would always encourage the woman, they will always encourage the girl to go forward. They will dream that yes, my girl can be an engineer, my girl can be a doctor, she will be the shoulder of my in my old age. So honorable moderator, this is the present social attitude of our country. This is the present social thinking of our country, honorable moderator. I don't know about which Bangladesh they are talking about, but definitely not this Bangladesh. Honorable moderator, I think that after my explanation about the past condition about women in politics and present condition, they will get a clear concept that how social attitude is not affecting the woman. Now, honorable moderator, in past, whenever the women would come forward to express themselves in the field of politics, the people will criticize them. They would think that the women are not of their worth. They would think that the women do not have the capacity to take those responsibilities. But now, honorable moderator, we are living in a Bangladesh which honorable prime minister is a woman, where our honorable education minister is a woman, where our honorable speaker of the parliament is a woman. We can see how much the woman has flourished in the field of politics. How, honorable moderator? Honorable moderator, because now our society is educated, because now our society is economically solvent, because now we are able to give economic rights, social rights, political rights to the women. For this reason, now the women can come forward and they can speak for their rights. They can speak against all the wrong things that is happening for them. Honorable moderator, they are talking about women are like not talking about the sexual harassment, about the rape. Are you sure, honorable government team? Because I can see that the women are coming to the streets, they're screaming for their rights, and the government is trying their level best to give them that. So honorable moderator, standing in this Bangladesh, how can we say that social attitude is a main obstacle for women advancement? Honorable moderator, women advancement and women empowerment are not the same thing. Women advancement means the development of women in all sectors, but women empowerment means the proper and absolute participation of women equal to man in each and every sector. With this equal participation of women, it is possible for the women to come forward, to develop themselves, and to bring us a change in the society. Now, honorable moderator, if we consider this social attitude as a table, then the stand of this social attitude is improper education, economic instability, political instability, and all. To break that table, at first we have to break those stands, honorable moderator. Honorable moderator, now if as a government, if they say that all the women will stop going to the school, all the women will stop to take part in the economic activities, then will it be possible for for a country like Bangladesh to go for it? No, honorable moderator, it will not. So, honorable moderator, for this information, we can understand that it is important for women to participate in the economic and social activities, in the political activities. And with this participation, it is possible for the women to advance. It is possible for our Bangladesh to advance. It is possible to make our Bangladesh a developed country by 2041. Thank you, honorable moderator. Thank you to all.
Now I would request the team leader of the Chittagong Government Girls High School, Nuzhat Sania Priyanti, to put her final argument.
Thank you, honorable moderator, for giving me the floor again. Honorable moderator, first of all, they are talking about strict law, lack of education, and economic status. Honorable moderator, as we said before, if you can change the social attitudes from your primary level to the highest level, then your law will not of no use. Where in your society, after a woman is raped, her family doesn't let it outside. They don't want any case or legal help for her. If they resort to legal law, the matter will spread in the society. Even the incidents we see in the media or daily newspapers are only 10% of total incident. The remaining 90% of them are remain dark. Here, the 90% of these women are going through a mental turmoil and losing their confidence. In such situation, in your society, you should first change your social attitude to bring the cases under law. Secondly, again, there are many cases here. Their law doesn't work, but attitude does. Suppose in a family there are a daughter and a son, and they both sit together to eat meal, and their mother gives the son more food. Now you can never imprison or find the mother for this, but the mental shock the girl gets, it impacts a lot. Secondly, now we come their education point. If you think a bit deeper, women are deprived from education. Why? Because your society thinks that women's work is at home. That is why women of your society aren't able to get education against this concept. Now come to the next point. There is social attitude at this point. In a poor family, a daughter in a poor family, when the father can bear a daughter, they give her marriage. But their faith is like that: the woman first taken care by her father, and then when the father can bear her, the duty is her husband's. But at the same time, boys get high support to work outside. If your attitude be developed, women also can work outside and can support the family. So we believe that social attitude is the main obstacle for women advancement. Thank you, Honorable Moderator. Thank you all.
Now I would request Sauda Hassan to put her final remarks, arguments against the motion.
Thank you, Honorable Moderator, for giving me the floor again. Honorable Moderator, in my speech, I have again and again mentioned social attitude could be a main obstacle for the woman for 40 or 50 years ago, but not in this present era, not in the country not in a country like Bangladesh, where the Honorable Prime Minister is a woman. Honorable Moderator, our government is taking so many initiatives to stop this sexual harassment, to stop this rape, to stop this violence against the woman. But still, our government team is not understanding it. But Honorable Moderator, if we look at the data of 50 years ago, and if we look in present 2023, we can see that if teasing, rape, sexual harassment, then the violence against the woman has come a very low rate. They are talking that the women are not getting proper education. Then, Honorable Moderator, according to the Bangladesh Bureau of Statistics, it is said that girls' primary education enrollment in government school is 52.3%, which is more than the boys. Honorable Moderator, in secondary school, it is 47.52%. Honorable Moderator, in college, it is seen that 50.55%. It is the data of 2022. Then, Honorable Moderator, how can we say that the women are not getting proper education due to this social attitude? Honorable Moderator, social attitude is changing. Social attitude towards women is becoming positive day by day. Honorable Moderator, I hope everyone remembered the cartoon Meena Raju. Yeah, I know everyone has seen it in their childhood. But now we can see it is not telecasted. Why, Honorable Moderator? Because in our present Bangladesh, we can see we have overcome this kind of narrow thinking, like women cannot do this, women do not need enough food, women cannot go to the school and all. We have overcome those barriers, Honorable Moderator. As a result, we can see we can see that women are flourishing in each and every sector. So how can we say social attitude is a main obstacle in this 2023? It could be an obstacle like 40 or 50 years ago, but in this present era, it is not. So I hope I am able to clarify all the points of the government team. Thank you, Honorable Moderator and judges.
Thank you very much. Both the teams, the Chittagong Government Girls High School and Shamsul Hoque Khan School and College, you have tried your level best. Here I want to put my remarks that the wall has two sides. So both the team, you have tried to put the light in both the sides from your own point of view. You see that in our country, now the girls are employed, they are serving in the military, armed forces, and many places, side by sides in our countryside. Still there are gray areas where there be light. We have to put the light. So there are two sides. Like the Atoll of Two Cities. It is the time of hope, it is the time of despair, it is the time of spring, it is the time of winter. It is the time of hope, it is the time of, again, disappointed, like that. So in our society, side by side, two scenario we can draw. So you try it from your own point of view. You want to put your lights, and very adequately you have put the lights. So the debate is the way of weapons, rather a means to make our, that is policymakers as well as the society, to awake if there is a weakness, if there is a barrier, if there is a hurdle, how we can overpass it, how can we overcome it, and how we can progress as a society as a whole. In the meantime, the result is already in my hands. Our very competent judges, they have given their decision. According to their decision, Chittagong Government Girls High School become the winner, and the best speaker is a justice, Anusad Sarina PLT. Thank you very much.